No man, no money. It's just a temporary hitch. Life can still be sunny, though I ain't got a stitch. But I still got you, dear. Ain't life a bitch? We're sitting pretty. Ain't that rich? We're sitting pretty. Ain't that rich? Ooh. Chickens.
Now, children, quiet, please, quiet. I want you all to listen to what Mr. Briggs has to say. You'll be writing a story about your day out when we get back to school, so please listen very carefully to Mr. Briggs.
Right, these are chickens. Any questions?
So, any questions, children?
Why?
Why what?
Why are they chickens?
Oh, they are.
Why?
I don't know why, they just are. See, they lay eggs.
Why?
Because they're chickens.
Your granddad seems a lot better these days. Do you know, he hasn't been to see the doctor for 3 weeks now.
What's happening?
It's a little infant school from London. Tiffany arranged it with someone she knows from the hospital.
Yeah, they have these, what they call out and about days. And I thought it'd be nice for them to come out to the country and visit a real farm.
Yeah, it's a nice idea. But what are they doing here? How's Annie this morning?
Same. Still won't come out of her room. She wants to be alone.
She's still carrying on with that Garbo rubbish. What is the matter with her?
I think she's depressed. And she's coming towards her 40th birthday again.
What do you mean her 40th? She's 42 this year. We're twins. I'm 42 this year, which means she's 42 this year.
Yeah, but Mummy works on a different clock to the rest of the world. I think she's in some sort of time warp. All she ever talks about these days is the past, ex-boyfriends in the 60s.
You're studying psychology, aren't you, Tiffany? Why don't you go and examine her?
Anne, I've only been studying for 1 month. I hardly feel qualified.
I'll have a word with her, tell her a few home truths. She's pathetic. As far as I'm concerned, anyone who has to lie about their age is old enough to know better.
That's it, Sylv. Cheer her up.
I who had no one adore you.
See, it's me. Can I come in?
No.
All right, if I turn the light on.
No, I like it like this. I'd just like to be left alone. Just me and Shirley. I don't know what I'd do without Shirley and her music.
All right, what's wrong?
Nothing, I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
All right, then.
I'll tell you what's wrong, shall I? I've been sat in this room all day and no one's even come up to ask me if I'd like a cup of tea.
Well, you said you wanted to be alone.
Yes, but not that alone. When I am suffering a personal crisis, I need to be alone, in isolation. But what is the point of being in isolation if nobody notices? I'm talking about care, Sylv. Love. Oh, shut up, Cheryl. Back in the 60s.
Oh, not again.
Back in the 60s, I only had to sneeze and there'd be a dozen or more people coming round to see if I was all right. Telephone calls, get well soon cards, champagne from Harrods. I was beautiful and everyone cared. Now I'm almost 40 and the most I can hope for is a bedside lamp and a cup of tea.
Is that it? Just your annual trauma as you reach 40 again? Or is there something else?
You know the difference between us, Dumpling? You're young. You allow time to wash over you, never aware of what each day means or a specific moment signifies. Do you know what today is?
Well, it was Tuesday when I came up here.
A year ago today, my Boris, my darling husband, passed away. Oh, it was right now that I received the news.
Annie, the anniversary of Boris's death was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Pin me down to the very second. What's a fortnight when you're in mourning? No, it's me and Boris sitting in our big house.
Mummy, don't torture yourself with the past.
Everything seemed to end with him. Living the good times. I don't like facing the future, darling. I don't particularly like facing the present. I like the past. I like reliving it all in my mind. God, what's become of me? Am I going mad, Dumpling?
Shall I slap her?
No. Look, Mummy, I've been studying this at the hospital recently, and it's what Dr. Carpenter calls retrospective grief. It's a very normal reaction. Can I have a talk with him if you like, ask his advice?
Don't you dare talk to him about me. Dr. Carpenter's a psychiatrist.
No, he isn't. He's a psychologist.
Psychologist, psychiatrist, same song, different singer, that's all.
No, Mummy, a psychiatrist studies mental illness and a psychologist studies human behaviour.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with me. I just need to live. Oh, I need to go somewhere wonderful. I've always loved travelling. Oh, my God!
What's wrong?
Tiffany, I'm hallucinating. I just looked out the window and the farmyard's full of midgets. Midgets? They're running around all over the place. Little midgets.
Now can I slap her?
Mummy, they're children. It's a school on a day out in the country.
Children? Oh, I thought... little kiddywinks. Oh, that's nice. Tiffany, have that word with Dr. Carpenter. I'll have that cup of tea now.
Next patient, please, Sonia.
Yes, Doctor. The records are on your desk.
Thank you. George Briggs. My God. Sonia! Sonia! Good morning. It's Mr. Briggs, isn't it?
Good morning, Doctor. You're new, aren't you?
Yes, I've been here a couple of weeks.
What happened to Dr. Hussain?
He's convalescing.
Convalescing? Has he had an accident?
No, it's basically nervous exhaustion, pressures of work.
Well, it's funny you should say that. Last time I was here, I told him to go slow. Do you know, right in the middle of my examination, he burst into tears and threatened me.
Well, I'm sure he's on the way to recovery. 3-4 years rest should do him the world of good. Now, how can I help you?
I've got a pain here, a sore throat, fever and general listlessness.
Well, let's take your temperature, shall we? Just put that under your tongue for a minute. I'm delighted to see the back pains have cleared up.
They come back.
Have they? Well, I'll check that later. Leave it under your tongue, Mr. Briggs. Yes, I see the suspected Legionnaire's disease was a false alarm.
Yeah, but it was very worrying.
It's important you leave the thermometer under your tongue, Mr. Briggs. Yes, I've also got the results of your brain scan. The pains in the head you were experiencing turned out to be a loose filling.
You know, I thought it might be that.
Leave it under your tongue, Mr. Briggs. Still, at least that little mystery's cleared up. And after all, it only cost the National Health Service about £1,500 to use the brain scan machine.
1,500 quid?
Leave it under your tongue! Sorry. I am sorry. Do forgive me. Well, let's see. You are running a temperature.
Really?
Yes, open wide. Oh, there's that filling. Little rascal. And the throat is quite red.
What does my tongue look like?
Well, if it was a tie, you wouldn't wear it with a blue shirt. Now, tell me if this hurts.
Oh!
Is that bad?
You're on my foot!
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It was right on my ingrowing toenail as well. I meant to talk to you about that.
Yeah, we'll make you an appointment to see the chiropodist. Oh, dear.
Is there something wrong with my heart?
No.
What do you think, Doctor?
Have you ever had mumps?
No?
Congratulations, you have now.
Mumps? Well, thank God for that. For a moment, I thought it was another cold.
There's a bout of mumps doing the rounds. Most of the schools in the area are closed. I'll give you some painkillers and something to keep your temperature down. But other than that, we'll just have to let nature run its course. Now, drink plenty of fluids, get plenty of rest, and I don't want you working or lifting anything. And don't cross your legs.
But I like crossing my legs.
Listen to me, Mr. Briggs. To a child, mumps is an uncomfortable inconvenience. But to a man of your age, it can have slightly more serious consequences. Your testes may become swollen.
Oh, right. And, it can affect down there as well, can't it?
Yes, that as well. And very rarely, it can cause a man to become sterile.
Can it? Oh, God.
Is that a problem?
Well, I mean, it's not something you want to happen, is it?
Were you and Mrs. Briggs planning to enlarge the family?
No, but I mean, after all, I'm a man.
Are you worried about your libido?
Well, no, I haven't got one. We've just got a bathroom and separate toilet. Getting down to my problem.
It's really nothing to be concerned about, Mr. Briggs. It's quite rare for a man to even consider fathering a child at your age, let alone actually managing it.
Charlie Chaplin fathered a child when he was my age.
Well, I think there's little chance of you following in his footsteps. Although you may end up walking like him.
Hello, Tiffany. How are you?
Fine, thanks. I enjoyed your lecture this morning.
Good. I've just read your latest paper. I'm very impressed, Tiffany.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Dr. Carpenter, I wonder, could I ask your advice?
Yes, of course. What's the problem?
Well, it's my mother. I'm not sure how to describe it. My stepfather died about a year ago, and ever since then, my mother seems to have stopped, well, developing. She only ever talks about the past.
Well, Tiffany, this is perfectly normal. A person grieving for their lost partner will try to hold on to treasured memories. It's comforting. Almost as if that person was back with them.
No, with my mother, it's more than that. She dreams of the past. She only ever talks of incidents that took place 25 years ago.
Ah, I see. It's become obsessive.
That's what I thought.
Would you like me to see her?
No, would you?
Of course. I'll waive the fee for you. Tell her to phone my secretary and make an appointment. She can come here during the day or see me in Highness Street in the evening, whichever she prefers.
I think I know which one should choose. Thank you, Doctor.
Pleasure. Give me some more background on your mother. How old is she?
Oh, somewhere between 42 and 17.
My neck hurts.
I know I shouldn't laugh. I couldn't help it. I'm just going to give Nell a ring, and then I'll do you something to eat. How are you feeling, Dad?
You see my face? Horrible, isn't it?
Yeah. And all your glands are swollen as well.
Hello, Nell. It's me, Kitty.
I won't be able to make it to bingo tonight, love. It's my George. He's got mumps. Yeah. Oh, yes, his glands are swollen right up. Oh, I don't know, Nell. I haven't looked. Did he? How old was he? Nell's nephew Kevin had mumps when he was 32.
Good.
Did it affect him, Nell?
Oh, did it? Did he? Oh, I used to like Charlie Chaplin, didn't you? Oh, dear. Bye for now. Oh, dear.
Nell sends you her best.
Yes, these notes deal almost entirely with your romantic emotions.
I'm a very emotional person, James.
Yes. It's these emotions that interest me. You seem to have lived a very full life in your few years.
Oh, grazie, Jimmy.
Jimmy, honestly. I think the last one who called me Jimmy was Nanny.
Aw. Oh, sweet.
Did you have a nanny?
Oh, yes. She's dead now. Direct hit from a doodle bug.
I see. Annabelle, you've been to so many wonderful places and known so many people. Do you not feel in many ways you abandon real life in favour of some kind of fantasy world?
I tried to.
Yes. Annabelle, we all need order in our lives. We need to know what tomorrow will bring. We need to stop and consider our reactions. At times, you seem to have gone off the rails, allowed your emotions to run haywire.
But that's part of the fun, isn't it, James?
Is it?
If we didn't allow our emotions to run away with us, how else would we ever fall in love? If we stopped to consider our reactions, the moment would be gone. If the feeling's good, you go with it, don't you, James?
Yes.
Are you married?
What? No, I've had relationships, but nothing serious enough for marriage.
But you've been in love.
I'm not sure. Love is such an emotive word. We place our own interpretations on it. I tend to look at it from a professional standpoint. I very much doubt there's a human condition called being in love.
Oh, you poor thing.
No, you see, Annabelle, you sense emotions and act upon them. I study emotions and advise upon them. That's the difference between us.
Oh, no, I think you just haven't experienced it yet, James. One day, you're going to meet someone and feel that tingle run down your spine. You'll feel a warm glow that bathes your whole body. You'll wake in the night in a panic, frightened that she's not there, and you'll reach across and you'll touch her skin, and you'll smell her hair, and you'll know that you're alive. You'll feel it one day, James.
Yes, do you mind if I take my jacket off? You seem to have this obsessive interest in the past. Well, to be precise, the 60s and 70s.
Yes, well, I enjoyed that period, as did millions of people. I mean, you must have, James.
Not really. I was studying. I never had a lot of time or interest in discos and parties and such like. I don't think I missed anything.
You should have been where I was, James. I travelled the whole world. It was nice. I have to say that of all the countries I've visited, South America is my favourite. Have you travelled, James?
Me? Oh, no. Well, I go to medical conferences in Europe and where have you, but I haven't travelled in your sense.
Oh, you have missed out on so much, James. I remember once I was in Rio, that's de Janeiro, with a friend. And have you been to Rio, James, even on business?
No, never.
Oh, I think it's you. You should go before you're too old. Anyway, we were on the veranda of the Barrel Beach restaurant. That's just below Jazzmania's, which is like the Ronnie Scotts of Ipanema. Do you like jazz?
Yes, very much.
Oh, well, you'd love it there. I seem to have the same biorhythms as the South Americans. They invited me to dance on a float at Carnival. Do you know what the Brazilian men called me?
No.
A karaoke.
The bastards.
Oh, no, it's a compliment. It means local. They took me as one of their own. Anyway, we'd just eaten pernil de carneiro, which is basically lamb in onion sauce, but, you know, phenomenal. And I looked out across the sea, and it was brilliant silver from the moon's reflection. And I was so happy and contented. And I thought to myself, I wish I could stay here, kind of freeze this moment for the rest of my life.
Are you on drugs? Have you ever been on drugs?
Never, ever.
The reason I ask is that so many events from our youth and childhood can affect our adult lives. Parents breaking up, siblings being separated. What sort of childhood did you have?
Oh, pretty average, although I always felt different from the others.
And where were you living there?
In Bethnal Green. I was born there.
I see. And what about your twin sister?
Yes, she was born there as well.
No, I mean, was she living with you or had you been separated by family circumstances?
Oh, no, we were all together, Mummy, Daddy, me and Sylv.
I see. Tell me your first recollections of childhood.
I'm not very good at talking about myself.
Just relax.
Well, Everything was grey. Grey houses, grey factories, grey skies, grey school maps, grey people, everything grey. We were born 6 or 7 years after the war had ended, and there were still a few bombed-out shells of houses waiting to be demolished. They were just shells of houses. Everywhere you looked, there was broken glass and rubble. It used to cut our knees to pieces. I hated it. It was ugly. And yet, I was always playing in those houses, those fragile little skeletons. It was as if I was drawn to them.
Weren't they dangerous?
That's why I did it. I used to love the danger. They were hard times. There seemed to be no real future. Do you know, when I was 11 years old, do you know what my ambition was? It was to work on the tills at British Home Stores. And that is exactly what I would have done. I'd have married some teddy boy, hoped he didn't hit me too much, had kids, got fat and worked on the tills at British Home Stores. You see, James, all my hopes and dreams were based on what I saw around me, and all I saw around me was ordinariness. It was the 50s, you see. God, I hated the 50s. I used to think nothing can change the 50s. But I was wrong.
So what changed it?
The 60s! Oh, it just happened out of the blue. 1 minute we were living in downtown Stalingrad, and the next it was Mardi Gras. And it all happened so unexpectedly. The Beatles, the Stones, the Pill. Suddenly, colour and sound seemed to pour out the sky. It was God's birthday, the world was having a party, and everyone was invited. And I changed. Everything changed in the most phenomenal way. Annie became Annabelle, the demolition became a rebirth, and the rubble became debris. And I loved it. I had everything. I had so much there was nothing left to wish for. I laughed and I laughed and I felt passion, James. Passion that left me breathless. I felt the pain of childbirth and I held my newborn baby in my arms, all wet and warm and smelling of life. And I knew there was nothing left to wish for. Nothing. And given a chance, I'd live it all again. Every single second.
Annabelle? Would you have dinner with me this evening?
Oh, pray go, Jimmy.
I'll book a table at my club.
Oh, no. I know a little place round the corner. It's quiet there. We can talk.
Thank you.
For what?
For joining me tonight. It's been years since I enjoyed myself so much. Relaxed like this. Thank you.
Silly thing.
Annabelle, I've devoted too many years to work and career. I never allowed life to just happen. I was always in control. Living was a serious thing. But now I've met you and suddenly realized I need to live. I need to see the world.
You should enjoy yourself while you can, Jimmy.
Yes, I want to enjoy myself. I travel abroad, but for what? This lecture, that conference? All I ever see is the inside of airport lounges and hotel rooms. I want to go to Rio.
You'll adore it, Jimmy. I'll write you out a list of all the places you must visit.
No. I want you to come with me. I want you to show me the places you spoke about. Take me to the jazz club. Let me eat lamb and onion sauce at the beach restaurant. I want to see the silver ocean and feel what you felt. I want to share in your enjoyment.
Well, it's a bit sort of sudden, Jimmy.
I'll book some rooms, Annie. You'll be my companion. What do you say, Annabelle? Come with me. Teach me to live.
All right, then.
Yes! When?
Now.
What?
Now, we go now. If the feeling's good, go with it. We just grab our passports and go.
No, I can't. I've got work next week. Contractual obligations, patience.
I'll be free in a week's time. I'll book everything and we'll go then, yes?
All right, Jimmy. I'm going to give you the time of your life.
Yes!
Let's dance.
No, I can't dance.
Do you want a bet?
this holiday.
Yep.
I think it's disgusting.
But what's disgusting about it? We're in separate rooms.
And how long will it last, you and this man? He comes from a money family. He's had a private education. The moment he sobers up, he's going to drop you like a hot one. You wait and see.
You're just jealous, Sylvie. You go off and enjoy yourself, darling. Me and your dad don't mind.
Go speaking on my behalf, Kit. I might have an opinion on it myself. I'm not happy, Annie.
It's not right, is it, Dad?
You're still my daughter, no matter how old you are. Now, listen to me. Listen to your old dad. Whatever you do, darling, don't drink the water. Wash all your food thoroughly or you'll end up with a jippy belly. It happened to me, and that was only the Isle of Wight.
Thanks for the advice, Daddy. I'll bear it in mind.
What have you done to Dr. Carpenter?
Me? I haven't laid a finger on him.
Apparently, he was last seen wearing stonewashed jeans, a red shirt and a leather waistcoat. All he kept saying was, enjoy your lives. If the feeling's good, go with it. You've ruined him.
Did he seem happy?
Well, apparently, yes.
Well, envy him, darling, envy him. Look, I know there's a certain amount of disagreement in the room, but meeting him has helped me, and that is what you wanted, isn't it, Tiffany?
I wanted him to counsel you, not take you to Rio de Janeiro.
Well, it has lifted my spirits, Dumpling. When I was younger, my head was filled with all the real-life fairy stories. Grace Kelly marrying Prince Rainier, Soraya marrying Adnan Khashoggi. I met him once. He's a lovely man.
Lovely man. He was an international arms dealer.
Yeah, I know, but, couldn't he throw a party? Anyone who was anyone was there.
Oh, and you?
Yes. I remember standing on his balcony in Mayfair and the music and the wine was flowing and all I could think about was tomorrow, next week, next year. I just couldn't wait for the future to arrive. And that's how I feel now, darling. I'm looking forward.
It's most probably another man for her.
Hello, and where would you like to take my mother? Dr. Carpenter, I'm very sorry. Yes, it is, Tiffany.
Hello, Jimmy.
I can't believe it, isn't
Are you packed? I'm almost finished. God, I can almost feel the sun already, can't you? What? Oh, I see. Oh, yes, there's no need to apologise. I understand. Yeah, all right then. Give me a call. Ciao. He can't make it.
Told you, didn't I? He sobered up and realised what he'd let himself in for.
It's nothing to do with sobering up. He's got mumps.